Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Jenk Plays with me, Jenk Huffington, and today we're playing some more Transport Fever 2. In the last episode we reviewed all of our freight lines, with the exception of our food production line, which we're going to look at today, and just made sure that everything was being as efficient as possible and bring our vehicles up to date to improve our speed and our rates. What we discussed at the end of last episode was bringing another farm into this food processing plant to max it out at getting 400 output, and then we can then use that to ship to our various consumers. At some point we're going to need to bring another food processing plant online, but for now this one is sufficient, but we do need to bring another farm into it, and I'm thinking we're going to use this farm here, and then we'll just put in a ship line to bring it back and forth. So we'll take farm product across and then we'll bring food back, and then we can then redirect the this line to just be Stockton to Oceanside, which would be quicker and slightly more efficient. So we should be able to bring this line in from here onto this track here and then back. We need to have a bit of a think about how we're going to do that. We might want to do an underpass and then put back round. But first of all, let's just put in our station. Oh, we've now got high-speed tracks. We're not going to do high-speed tracks with our cargo because it's too expensive. Well, it's not too expensive. It's more expensive, and we're not likely to get the speeds that we want. So we want cargo terminus. Let's see. How are we going to actually get to the farm? Okay. So say there. Oh, don't like removing fields. Purely from an aesthetic perspective, there's no functional difference to having a field or having the field out, but you can't build fields, so once they're gone, they're gone. Okay, so if we go there, let's connect it to the farm. We'll smooth it out a bit. Smooth, smooth, smooth. Make it big and strong. Smooth, 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 smooth. Okay. So, is this road in use? This road is in use. Okay, interesting. We might want to tidy that road up. Do we... What actually is that line? Ah, I know what that line is. That line is our Olathe, Oceanside, Olathe, McKinney. I think it would be much quicker now for them to get the train down to Oceanside and then back out to Olathe. So we're just going to destroy this line. This line's been losing money for quite a long time, but because it's such a small amount, we've not really cared. So fine. So we'll take out that line. At some point, we are going to potentially do a direct line from McKinney to Olathe and also to Salt Lake City, because right now it goes Oceanside to Olathe and Oceanside to McKinney, and Salt Lake City, Olathe and McKinney are some of our largest cities, so we might want to do a secondary loop. So we could do the express from Salt Lake to Olathe to McKinney and back, but that's not what we're here to do today. What we're here to do today is put in our train line here, in which case the reason why we're thinking about this was because we're worried about destroying roads around here. Let's see what happens if we... Okay, so that's main connection. That is a main connection as well. So we do need to leave... Oh, we've got new streets as well. Okay, so we want country. Bring that down to there. And we'll bring that into there. So... Can't actually delete any of these roads. We will probably... If we pause it, we will put the roads back in once we've finished working here, just because they will get in the way otherwise. And also now that we're not actively using this road here, we might want to rethink that, but we'll deal with that once we actually get the train. Yeah, actually we'll just take all of it out. And then get the space we need to work in, and we can also bring these roads up to date as well. Let's bring this all the way back, because there's a fair chance we're going to need to use the space. Okay, so we've got our blank canvas, blankish canvas. We're not going to worry about high-speed track. We probably won't be able to get over 120. Later on we will get cargo trains that can go 160, but that's quite a bit in the future. So maybe if we start at 120 here and think about what we're trying to get to. So we want to go over or under this track here, so we can then come back in on the left hand side, which is where our freight currently is. Interestingly, on the other side, we've got freight going on the inside, because that made sense at that point in time. We're not necessarily being consistent, but I won't tell if you don't. Okay, so if we bring this round, we'll say to there for now. We've got to think about how we're going to come off. So we're going down. So it could be that if we come off here going up, the wrong way, if we go up, it might be a bit too tight. Actually, we want to keep as much speed as possible. So we've got, we'll probably need to think about these signals as well, actually, if we are doing this. So take the signals out. So if we come off, go up, and we want a bridge. And we probably want to actually be coming... Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good point. Do we want to go over the tracks? Can we go down? Can we go under? Do we want the switch, or do we want to go up and over? I think we'll, just for now, we'll go with a switch, just because up and over and rejoining them is going to be complicated when we've already got the existing track in place here. So we might have to have a bit of a compromise in terms of speed. Okay. Let's make that a little bit lower for now. And can we bring that in? Bring it in. Don't want to go too far out. Okay, so maybe up a little bit more, just because we're going to have to come across. Okay. And then we'll do the same. Bring that in. I think about if we've got that switch there, so they can, so they join it on this one and they come back onto that one. Yeah, okay, and then we'll split it here. Well, we'll try and split it. Okay, gotta think about this coal pit. We want to keep you up. And we're going to go behind the... Well, hopefully we'll go behind the train depot. Okay. So come on the outside. Try and get to 90 if we can. Oh yeah, 90. Okay, so that's now merged. We'll take that back a bit. We want to stay up. And keep it 90 on the bend. Okay. Yeah. And then the outside will be slightly faster. Into there. Okay. Yeah, okay, let's see what happens if we then... Okay, so this actually needs to split, doesn't it? We want to split on this side. Can we split to that? How far can we go? Can we just go all the way out? Keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, okay, that'll do. And then if we just bring that in. Okay, cool. That was actually a lot smoother than I was expecting. There we go. To there. So we now have the line in. We might want to think about how we're going to get another train on there. Very tight. Bring that to, say, there. We could... Yeah, actually that could work. We don't want it going up. We want it to be flat because we're going to go under. And we'll come around to say there. And then we can bring that into there. There we go. And because it comes in, fine. Okay, so let's signal this while we're thinking about it. So on the inside, and this is something I say every single episode, which is I know there's a mod to... Oh, actually, that is on the wrong side. I want you to go over onto this side, if we can. Yep. Okay, we'll stop you coming on. We'll stop you there, we'll stop you there. So I know there is a mod for auto signaling, but this is a mod-free playthrough, so we're not using it. There's not necessarily a clear logic to where I'm putting them beyond sufficient distance apart. Obviously there's going to be a optimum placement, but that's not necessarily so much of a concern on the lines we've got where there's not too much traffic. At some point we might need to think about that if we add more trains onto this line here. For example, we could potentially bring trains up from Little Rock through Oceanside, but I think that's quite a bit further into the future than where we are now. So this coal mine must have been new. Okay. So this road here, so I'm inclined to take this road north and bring it in to join to here, and then reconnect this road along here. So let's do that. So if we let's do a large country road. This is one of our main cities. Actually, think about it. Let's do the bridge first. 1, 2, 3. No, wrongy. 1, 2, 3. One more. Let's do 4. 1. Okay. And then bring that down. Don't want to be too steep. Up a bit, level the floor. There we go. There we go. At some point I might regret doing that when we try and expand these train lines, but for now that's probably makes the most sense. That is silly. Why is it doing that? There we go. Fine, so we now have the connection back in there, and let's upgrade this entire stretch to there. Part of me feels like I should make that more efficient, but I am not too bothered right now. Make that one big. Let's think about this. So actually we probably want to rejig this road here to make this make more sense. So I think I'm going to rotate this and then rebuild it, put it next to this. Let's take all of these roads. This might be a problem if there's a... oh, clearly I haven't done all of my lines that I said I was going to do. Hang on, let's put that road back in. Let's delete that. Bring you back. Bring you back to there. What save? Okay, you go back to there. Okay. Take you out, take you out. What we want is a large road along here. So do we care about bus lanes? We don't care about bus lanes. That we can bring through. That we can then put our existing infrastructure back onto. So we'll bring that off, bring you in as a... Actually, we don't really... Yeah, if we bring you in and then remove you because you're just in the way. And then what we can do is we can bring this off and have our own infrastructure point here. So if we then bring that around to say there, buildings, truck station. Let's try and get this as big as possible. rotate a bit. There we go. It's going to lose all its materials, unfortunately, but it's not the end of the world. Let's make it bigger. Okay. We don't care about the machines factory because we're not using it, so we don't care about that being connected, but we do care about the harbour being connected, so let's bring that in as well. Let's bring you to straight into there, back, it's connected. Okay, so all of these things should still be connected. Okay, so we lost all the supplies we had there, but that's not the end of the world. Let's quickly fix this to be new vehicles. I don't know why I missed this last time. Can we massively increase the rate? Yeah, it is. Drop it to 5. Still going to be like huge. Fine. I think the fact that we're now at like paved roads is a big deal, and let's actually get rid of those traffic lights because we don't want them. There we go. And on that one. Okay, so there's going to be much faster traffic along this road now, and we'll also bring it in and build the road all the way along up here. In theory, we could put in a highway, but I don't tend to use highways. And they're quite large from an infrastructure perspective. And given the relative density of this map and like the stuff we've got on it, I think I'd rather stick with roads like this for now, and then maybe later on we could consider introducing some highways in certain key areas. Yeah, okay, and then we aren't using this road here. Let's tidy that up that way. Look, straighten up on here as well. There we go. And while we're making stuff look tidier and new, let's just make that a nice new road. And we'll bring this back in, and then we'll continue around and down. I don't love that, actually, looking at it. Bring that back. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah, okay, cool. And then we'll leave this up. I don't know why you're being weird about your leveling. Let's just do it ourselves. Let's make it straight. Oh, actually, we do want a little bit of a bend. If we bring it a little bit of a bend to say there, and then straighten it up the rest of the way, and take this back a bit further. Oh, it would benefit from a little bend. Just a little bit of a bend around the logs, and then to connect. And then, in theory, we can just upgrade all the way along, because this is already quite a straight road. Why is that not possible? Okay, we'll replace you, and then bring you into there. We're going to be able to replace this. We're not actually, so in that case, let's just take this all the way back. Oh, vehicle in the way. Can we connect it to? We can. Okay, and then back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. We'll bring you back as well. Make you curvy. And around, and around, and into, and then into. Let's just take that out entirely. And then into the city. And if we take these two out of the way because they are in the way. We'll do another connection into the city as well. That's going to be street, as is that one. Oh, for Pete's sake. Fine, we'll demolish more of your stuff. And you, and you. Generally I try and avoid demolishing stuff in towns because it takes a while to regenerate, but we are nearly done with this episode, I hope. And it felt like that was going to be a time that we could have spent doing other stuff. And then we'll bolt these guys out and bring you into... Actually put it straight out entirely. Go straight in. There we go. And we will place this road as well. We'll just go straight past here, and then I'll bring you back a little bit into there. Okay, cool. So let's fix that connection. We get around some of the obstacles in the way. We don't have a train yet. Okay. Can unpause it at least now that we've fixed everything down here. Yeah. Okay. And then let's make the line. So it's going to be from here to here. It's going to be train freight, McKinney Farm to OS Hub. Because we've got lots of things here. And then we'll need to put a train on it. We'll also need to do the boat as well. Okay, so we'll do the train first. So, oh, we've got a new diesel train. 80 kilometers an hour versus our Mikado, which we've been using. So it's 700. It's substantially cheaper. There's nowhere near. Well, actually, 282 1000. Yes, it's nowhere near as powerful, but its emissions are quite a bit lower, and its weight is quite a bit lower. Let's give it a go. So if we try the Alco, and we'll go for Gondola, and we've got quite a big station, so we can go big. Let's go to 275, and then we'll put you on, let's see, line. There we go. 551. Way too much. Let's make you smaller. 451. Maybe two more. 401. Ah, perfect. Okay, so that is exactly the amount that we want. You come out around. Farm should already be producing. Okay, so while you're loading. Oh yeah, what did we do? We also took out our tram and road hubs here. So before I forget that I've done that, let's put them back in. We'll put the road, actually we'll put the road one out of the city. There, and then the tram one. Not really a better place to put it at the moment, is there? Put the tram one, say there. We might need to replace it, but it's there for when we need it. Oh, actually, did I? That's a thing. I probably didn't review all of my blooming distribution things, did I? I did production, but not distribution. Okay. Earliest wants 140. It's got a rate of 96. If we replace these with, say, the tarps, 191. Get rid of a couple. 186, 168 even. Yeah, leave it at that. I will review the distribution lines offline. That's not a point right now. What we want to do is we want to move these around. So we manage that line. I'll take you off that one. We'll fix these so they're only taking food. So you want to take food and drop off. And then you want to unload stuff. Oh, yeah, unload, not load. So you're loading grain, at the farm, and you're unloading grain at food. Yeah? Fine. And that's going to be renamed SD Farm to OS Food. Let's check the other lines we've got. Manage the line. So that is going from Arlington Farm, where it's loading. So if we go load grain, and then it loads food and unloads grain, and then it stops at Olathe to unload grain, unload food even. I need to check this once I've done this, because every so often I do this and it goes a bit messy. Manage line. So we've just done that one. So that one's the last one to check. Manage line. Oh, actually, I massively overcooked this guy. He only needed 200. Let's move this over so we can see him. 251. 200. Perfect. Okay, that was weirdly perfect. Fine. Let's check this line. So manage line. Load and unload. It's already doing it. Fine. So we need to add in. Well, how many do they have? So we need to add in another, potentially. Do we need to add in another? I think we do. Do we already have ports that we can do 4 on? 4 large ones. Yeah, let's remove this guy and we'll put in a large 4 port. And hopefully that will just take over. And it doesn't distribute them, that's annoying. So what lines are going up? So red and pink going up. So we want purple to be on, say, 4. And you can go 2. No, you want 3. There we go. And then the new one we're about to put in can go into 2. So let's do that. So if we go from here to here, we want that to be terminal 2. Yep, and then you're going to load grain and unload food, and then you're going to load food and unload grain. And then we just need to put a ship on you. While we're thinking about it, we need to, oh, we didn't name line. That is going to be ship freight, OS hub to OS food, and then back, and then we need to check the line here. So manage lines at 252. So actually the rate is still fine. And then we just need to buy some ships to put on here. So we want cargo 100, 230. Emissions loading speed. Yeah, we'll try 1. Let's try 1 on OS hub to OS food. And see how that goes. That's 3. Okay, so that rate is amazing. That is, I mean, if anything, that's actually probably too quick. So if we replace it, put you to the side. If we go back to the Denoa Castle, that'd be cheaper. 188. Not good enough. Fine, you go Schiffhausen. Not too worried about that. Okay, so this guy should now have a full load of grain. No, he doesn't quite have a full load of grain. Okay. Olathe. Is this going to be because we're not shipping enough of it? So Olathe is taking 93. It's only shipping 80% of it. And we're shipping it up to Olathe, but that's going to be because of the delays here. Otherwise, it's taking 202. So Olathe wants more. Olathe wants 140. So actually, we could probably beef up how much Olathe is consuming. Let's just check, actually. So we want that one. That one. So, oh, loads of new stuff. Loads of new stuff. Okay. Think about that another time. So say That guy is, so he is covering all of the food that Earth needs. McKinney is as well. Oceanside is 2. Do we need to bring another food consumer online? I think we might need to, because... Oh, I have broken this. Let's see. Manage line. So Stockton Farm, load grain. Oceanside food, unload grain. Is it because I just moved everything around? Let's give it a second to bed in. But I think we might need to add another food consumer on. We could take it down to Fairfield. Take it up to Baton Rouge. Don't know what's going on with this supply. Are you bringing some food in? He will be. Okay. I'm just going to run this for a minute and then see what happens. I'll cut you guys back in a sec. So I figured out the problem. When I moved the port, or replaced the port, I'd forgotten that I had made a new connection. When I first put the port in with the road, and that meant that it had to be in a very specific position, and it was not. So this farm was no longer requesting food. Oh god, I hope some food turns up soon. And it was no longer shipping out. It was no longer requesting farm product, it was no longer shipping out food. Now that's fixed, hopefully that's going to sort it out. You can see it's actually started working now. What I'm thinking I'm also going to do is just to make sure I'm saturating the supply as much as possible from here. I'm also going to add another town on for food. I can't think about who that's going to be. McKinney's already getting it. McKinney is already getting it. What about Salt Lake City? Salt Lake City is not. They are quite far up. Potentially we could ship it by boat. Might be a bit of a pain. Arlington also wants it a little bit. Thinking about it, putting a new food consumer on is going to be quite a large piece of work. I think that's probably an episode in its own right. I think what we've... Oh no. Okay, it will recover. This will recover, don't worry. I think putting this online is probably enough for today. Dealing with this problem was enough for today. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.